Hey guys, William Fletcher here, and I am super excited to get this free training to you. This is something I wanted to get out to you guys because creating and launching products is something that I am very, very passionate about. It is something that is very profitable, and I encourage anyone who is starting an online business to be creating and launching their own products, regardless of what they're doing online. Creating and launching your own products is one of the best ways to make money online. So I really wanted to get this free training out to you. Before we get started, I just have one quick announcement, and uh, it goes right along with what we're going to be talking about today. Wednesday at 1 a.m. in the morning, I am going to be launching the 7-day profit formula. Now, this training is going to go extremely in depth. At this point, I've already created 20 videos for you guys that are in the members area, ready to go. And basically, it is a step-by-step blueprint for creating and launching your own products in just 7 days or less. And these are the kind of products, guys, that are going to make you good money, build your business, and build assets that you can continue to make money from for many years to come. So this is a very exciting training that I think you're really going to like. So definitely look out for my emails in the morning on Wednesday, because that's when it's going live. It's most likely going to be on a dime sale. And a little secret here that I'll give you guys that are actually watching this free training is that after this launch, I'm going to be taking this training down for the 7-day profit formula, and it's going to become a course that I'm going to be charging at least $97 for. So tomorrow, or actually Wednesday, you're going to get the opportunity to get that product at an insanely low price. And like I said, I think you're really going to like it. And it's going to go right along with the things that we're talking about today. Now, to get to what you're seeing on the screen here, the training I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to go through my complete product launch checklist. Now, this is for doing bigger and big launches, but it's going to cover everything that you could potentially think about when doing a launch, whether you're doing a big launch or a small launch. Now, if you're doing some of the smaller launches, like I talk about in the 7-day profit formula, some of this stuff is going to be a little more advanced and beyond what a lot of you are probably going to be doing, because if you're just starting out doing your first launch, a lot of these things you probably won't be doing yet. But these are the kind of things that you want to start taking a look at and see what some of the bigger launches are doing and how you can build up to them from what you learned in the 7-day profit formula. So I got a jam-packed training for you here. I have a ton of bullet points, and I'm also, not only am I going to be going through every one of these bullet points on this list, but you're also going to be able to download a copy of this product launch checklist. So next time you go to launch a product, you can go right down this list and mark things off as you go, and maybe have your best launch yet. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to go right down this list and knock them off one by one. So the first thing on the product launch checklist is product research. Now, this is probably one of those areas that most people don't spend much time on, and it's probably one of the areas that I consider to be the most important. And here's why. Guys, creating products, it takes work. It takes some time. And a lot of people, when they're creating their first one or two products, they spend a ton of time creating a product. And what happens is they spend all this time, they put in all this work, and they launch the product and it fails. Because they didn't do the proper research. They didn't go out there and make sure that there was a need in the marketplace. So the first stage in the checklist is actually going out there and seeing what kind of questions your audience is asking. Now, in my case, I'm in the internet marketing niche. So I would go out to places like the Warrior Forum and see what kind of things people are asking questions about. I may go out there and make a list of all the different questions that people are asking, seeing what they need help with, and matching that to my expertise and seeing how I can help them to get some great product ideas. And just like this upcoming product I've seen a lot of people asking about creating and launching products and having success with it. So that's exactly why I'm creating this product. Not only do people have a need in the marketplace, but I also have some expertise that I can help them out with launching products. So the first big thing is just going out there, researching it, making sure there's a need. And then what you do is you go out there and you find other products that have launched on that same topic and see how well those fared. Now, you could go out to places like JVZoo, you could go out to Warrior Plus, you could go out to ClickBank, or one of the many other places out there where people launch products to get an idea of how well those products sold. And not only that, but you can get some great ideas from those actual products. You can look at the kind of things that they covered, why their sales copy converted. You can look at their sales page and make notes for yourself of, why you think people bought based on the sales copy. And you can get a ton of great ideas of things that you can use and create in your own product. You can look at the negative reviews to see what people didn't like and what you should include in your product. So there's just so much research that you can go out there and do that'll really, really benefit you in the long run. Okay, so number 2 on the list is choose your angle. Now, what I see a lot of people do is when they create a product, they go out there and they kind of pick a vague topic like, let's say just affiliate marketing. And instead of creating an angle around the product, they just, say the affiliate marketing guide. Well, that doesn't really have a sales appeal. People want specific answers to specific problems. So when you go out there and you create a product like that, it's often too vague. You'll probably spend way too much time on it because you're going to be trying to cover every single thing about affiliate marketing. So you need to really narrow your products down and choose an angle for your products. Now, in the case of my upcoming launch, the 7-day profit formula, my angle is how to go from concept to profit in just 7 days or less. And you can see how specific that is. I'm going to show people how to get an idea, take that idea to create a product out of it and make a profit within 7 days. So you want to choose an angle, something that's going to hook people in and something that's going to answer a specific problem in the marketplace. Okay, number 3 here on the list is pick a launch date. Now, depending on how much affiliate attraction and things like that you were going to do, and how much time you think it's going to take you to create the product is how you want to base your launch date. If you're going to be recruiting affiliates and trying to get a lot of affiliates on board, you're going to want to set that out in advance to give yourself time to connect with them, make sure they're available on those dates, and really plan it out in advance. Now, if this is going to be, just a smaller launch where you're going to be creating the product and just getting it out there to the world, selling it to your list or just getting it out there, and then obviously you can set a closer date. But the key here is actually picking a launch date because this kind of puts you, at a point where you have to get everything done. And once you announce it to the world, it's out there. So it kind of gives you that incentive to go ahead and make sure you follow through and create the product and do the work necessary to actually get it out there and launch it. Okay, the next item here is choose a product name. And some of these next few bullet points, you're probably going to be asking, why are we doing this stuff now? Can't I do this after I create the product? But there's kind of an idea that I have behind that I want to go through. So at this point, we just want to choose a product name. I don't have a magic formula for how you should come up with your product names. The way that I do it is, I do the research, I come up with my angle, and then I choose my product name based around the angle that I create and try to make something that's exciting and gets people curious and gets them ready to buy. Now, the next thing that I do is come up with the main benefits or the main selling points And you want to think about these as the bullet points on your sales letter. What are going to be the items that really stick out to people and get people excited to buy your product? Now, this is one of those where I said you might be asking, why would I be doing this now and not after I create the product? Well, what I have found is when I do these bullet points up front, I come up with these great ideas that's really going to make people excited to buy. When I'm coming up with the kind of things that are going to make people want to buy the product, that's going to be what gets me good conversions when I sell the product. It's going to be what gets people excited to buy, and then I can go create my product based on those. A lot of times when you create your product ahead of time and then you do your sales letter, your main benefits, you don't cover those exciting points in your product. You don't cover those things that are really going to get people excited to buy. Now, that goes without saying that you can't just create a product that's just based on those selling points, because obviously there's going to be some necessary information that aren't going to be so popular that you have to cover to make your product work. But you want to make sure you're hitting those key selling points, and when you do this up front, you ensure that you do that. So I highly recommend you do that. Some people will go as far to create the actual sales letter, and it's completely before they create the product. In my case, I at least come up with the main benefits, the main selling points, and then I kind of fill it in from there when I create my product outline. Next on the list, you have the create your product image. And there's a reason that we do this up front as well. We're getting there. But this is basically just, if you're creating an ebook, getting an ebook cover made, or doing it yourself. If you're creating a video course, go out there and get, like, what I often do is I'll get a DVD cover made if I'm doing a video course, that kind of stuff. And just go ahead and get your image done, and you can get great work on Fiverr. I bought many ebook covers and graphics from Fiverr. It's just all about finding a good graphic design artist on there and giving them the specifics of what you want, and you can get a great product image for any product that you can create imaginable. I like to do a lot of mine, but some people aren't comfortable with Photoshop or creating graphics, so they go out there to Fiverr, and I'm telling you guys, you can get a great product image on Fiverr. Okay, the next on the list, we have additional graphics. Now, these aren't absolutely necessary. I should probably add optional on the side there. But if you're going to be including any additional graphics for like your JV page, or anything like that, you might want to go ahead and get those done now. A lot of people on their JV page, they'll have banners for affiliates to promote. Sometimes they get additional graphics that would go in their actual ebook or product itself, things like that. If you want to do that kind of stuff, I would probably go ahead and get it created before you create the JV page, because you're going to need all that stuff for the JV page. So that brings us to number 8, which is creating the JV tools, and that kind of goes along with number 7. If you're going to be creating graphics for affiliates to promote on their blog, you might be creating blog posts and all these other JV tools that you might include on your JV page. Now, you'll notice I have JV tools there, but I'm actually going to talk about JV or email swipes a little bit later, so I'm not including those there. And the big reason is when you first create your JV page, it's so far in advance. You don't absolutely have to have email swipes up immediately. So I put that down later on the list to add to the JV page. But it is something you should be thinking about at this point. And finally, what we have been building up here to is number 9, create your JV page. And that is why we already came up with our main selling points. We've already created our product graphics. We've already chosen a product name and a launch date. So now it's time to create our JV page. So your JV page, if you're not familiar with it, but it's basically the place that you're going to send potential affiliates to tell them all about your launch. It's going to tell them what your product is, what kind of commissions they're going to be paid, when the launch is, It usually has a diagram of the actual funnel itself, that's going to show, you know, your front end products, any back end products that you have, and give them also, it's going to give them all the tools that they need to promote your product. So that's what you do with the JV page. Now, if on Wednesday, when you get the 7-day profit formula, I'm actually going to, you know, break that down a lot further, but I did want to cover it here because it's part of the checklist. So you have that there. And number 10 is, you know, we're announcing our launch to the world. And you can do this a number of different ways. You're going to know your outlets and who you're going to contact specifically, but some of the key things that you're going to do is post your launch on sites like Muncheye, which is muncheye.com, and this is essentially a launch calendar that shows all the different launches. And the reason it's important to do this is because this is where the affiliates go to look to see what's upcoming and, you know, see what kind of offers are going to be good to promote to their list. So that's why you want to put it out there. Um, and Muncheye.com isn't the only one. There's plenty of other launch boards that you can go out there and post to as well. And then also post on your social media. You know, if you're interacting with other marketers in your space, you know, post on your social media. You know, get in contact with those people directly. Post in the launch groups. I know on Facebook, at least for the internet marketing niche, there's so many different launch groups that you can post to and announce your launch. And these are all great because a lot of marketers follow them. And just by doing these small steps, you'll be surprised at how many affiliates will oftentimes promote your product just by making them aware of it in groups like this. Okay, next on the list we have create an affiliate hit list. And I put ongoing next to this because basically what you want to do is you want to go out there and make a list of people that you want to promote this product. It may be people that who you've already had interactions with. It may be successful product creators in the space that you're trying to launch in. So, you know, if you were launching a product on list building, for instance, you could go out there and find other product vendors who have launched products on list building and have had big time launches because you know they're going to have a buyer's list that's interested in list building. So you could go out there and contact them, put them on your hit list. And I put ongoing on there because you're going to create this hit list, but as you get closer and closer to launch, you're going to be contacting these guys. And talking to them and building relationships with them and trying to get them on board to promote your launch. So that's definitely an ongoing process. Next, you have create your product outline. Now, you know, this is so important because it makes it so much easier to create the actual product because you have everything laid out, you have it in a logical order. Now it's just all about either recording the videos or filling in the blanks and creating an ebook. You know, your outline could be your chapters and your subheadings and things like that. So make sure you create an outline. It's so helpful when you create a product, and it's an important part of creating awesome products that are complete, but also creating them very fast and getting them out to the world as fast as possible, because the more buy buttons you have out there in the world, the more opportunities you have to make money. So always create a product outline when you create a product. And one thing I just want to say here is earlier you came up with the main benefits, which are going to be your main selling points. I like to take that and start with that as my product outline, and then arrange it into logical order and fill in the blanks. You know, those are going to be your main selling points and things that you absolutely want to have in your product. But once you look at it, you know, from a big picture concept, you want to fill in the blanks and make sure you have everything on there necessary for your customers to get success or value out of your product. Okay, next on the list, number 13 is actually creating your product. Now, obviously, this could be an entire training within itself. And for those of you who get the 7-day profit formula when it comes out, you know, I'm going to go into a lot more depth in there about creating products. But this is actually recording the videos, writing the ebook, or doing whatever it is that you've outlined and what you're going to launch to the world. So that's what step number 13 is. Very important that you're creating quality, delivering value to your audience. So, really put some effort into it and make something awesome that's going to make your customers love you and buy from you again and again. All right, now 14 and 15, these are both on here. If you're creating your first product, you may not even do one-time offers. That's what the OTO 1 and OTO 2 stands for. In a traditional marketing funnel, what you're going to have is a front-end product, and once people buy that, they're going to be offered an upsell on that. Um, and then if they buy that, they're oftentimes upsold on another product. So, and also you'll see the downsell right here. That's if someone declines one of your offers, they are sent to a downsell page. So I don't want to make this super confusing, but if I'm going to be doing a product launch, I like to make sure that I have every single product I'm going to create, every single OTO, and every single downsell that I have on my list, because I want to make sure when launch day comes, I have everything ready to go, everything in place. I didn't miss anything. Um, so everything's created and ready to go. So I've created the product. If I'm going to have an OTO, I'm going to have that on here. So I create that. And if I have two OTOs, I'm also going to have it on here for OTO 2. So I create that. And if I'm going to have any downsell or multiple downsells, I'm going to have those on this list as well. Okay. The next one on this list is creating your sales copy. And the cool thing about this is you have already created the main sales points earlier. So when you go to create your actual sales copy, you have your main sales points, you know what your product is about, and now it's just taking that and putting it into a nice format that's going to get people excited to buy. Now, also, if you remember when I talked about in the research stage, you probably went out there and found a lot of products that had done well. You could go to those same products, look at their sales pages, and get some great ideas and kind of get some inspiration for your own sales pages. That kind of stuff is so valuable because there's a reason that those products did well, and you can take a lot of pointers from those and start crafting your copy, with some of those ideas, but formulating it with your own ideas and your own stories and things like that. And again, this is another one of those things in the 7-day profit formula that I cover pretty thoroughly because it's important to making sales. So carrying on here, number 18, creating the sales page. This is the reason that these two are different is because I usually write the sales copy in a Word document. I just have a template that I save each time I'm going to create a new sales page, and I just go through and fill it in, and just go through the whole process, write the entire sales letter, and then when I'm actually ready, I'll create the sales page, and I use OptimizePress for some of my sales pages. I use WP Profit Builder for some of them as well. Both great tools. OptimizePress is a little more expensive. But Profit Builder can get the job done as well, and it's got some nice looking pages you can create with it. And there's many tools that you can create sales pages with, and that's not what this is about. But that's what let me see, where are we at here? That's what step 18 is actually about, is taking the copy that you created in step 17 and actually creating the sales page and getting it out there. Now, one key thing I want to point out here, we'll talk about it as we get down further here, but when you first create your sales page, don't put live buy buttons on it at this point, because you're going to probably rework your sales page and loading that and waiting up until launch. And the more times you reload that page with live sales buttons, it's going to hurt your EPC, which is earnings per click. And if what I just said to you doesn't make any sense at all, you can completely ignore it. Just know that at this point, you don't want your buy buttons on your sales page. Oftentimes what I'll do is I'll either put like an image of a buy button up there, or I'll just put a couple brackets with insert buy button code here, something like that. So I remember to actually do it when the product goes live, but I don't have it live until I actually launch the product. Okay, so next on the page you see create OTO1 sales page and create OTO2 sales page, and you even see step 21, create downsell sales page. Again, just like above, if I'm going to have, more than just one product in my funnel, I'm also going to have a sales page for each of them. So that's why I list them out separately, just so I can check them off as I go, make sure I have everything ready to go and in place when it's time to launch the product. Quick note on the OTO sales pages is anytime I create a one-time offer, I usually create a video sales letter for them, and it's usually a quick and dirty sales page, where it's a quick video that I shoot, that just talks about the main points that's going to be in the one-time offer, and it also thanks them for purchasing the front-end offer. Now, many of you have probably purchased products from me before, so you've probably seen some of my OTO sales videos. And the reason that I create videos is because they convert really, really well. So if you're going to be doing upsells and one-time offers, you're going to want to make sure, if at all possible, that you do sales videos for those, because they tend to convert better than just text sales pages on upsell offers. So that's why I do those. And actually, I've gotten a little bit more advanced with my OTO sales pages. I usually have a video, but then I break out some of the highlights below the video as well. And I've been getting great conversions on my upsells, up to, I want to say up to 60% sometimes recently, but oftentimes on when I'm actually launching the product, they're within 40 to 60%, which is, a great number. So that's, but anyways, that's creating your upsells sales pages, and the downsell sales pages, same thing. For those, I don't always create a video if I'm doing a downsell. Sometimes I'll just do a normal text sales page for those, but I make sure that I have them on the list so I don't forget them. Okay, so this next group of bullet points here again goes together because it's going to be your front-end products, your OTOs, and your downsells. Basically, you're going to want to have a download page for each one of those. So, depending on how you do it, when I create and launch a product, I usually have at least a front-end offer and one upsell or OTO, as I have it listed here. And I'll create a separate download page for each. Now, for the front end offer, I'll just have, just the front end product. But for the upsell offer, I'll create an additional download page that has the front end product and the upsell. And if I have more upsells than that, I'll do a download page for each one. So, basically this is going to be different download pages for different customers depending on what they bought. If they just bought the front end product, they're going to go to the first download page. If they bought the front end product and the first upsell, they're going to be sent to that download page. If they buy your front end product and two OTOs, they're going to be sent to the third download page that has all the products that they have purchased. And also you're going to create a downsell download page so that people, if they didn't buy the upsell and they bought the downsell, there's going to be a download page for that as well. Now, what I'm saying right now is kind of complex without looking at a chart or something like that. So maybe not all that's making sense, but once you actually get into it, it makes a lot more sense when you're actually creating the funnels and the download pages. But when you're just looking at it on paper, it looks a little confusing, but it's not too bad, I promise, once you get started. All right, so next up on the list is number 26, which is monetize your download page. Now, I should put optional next to this one because a lot of people don't do this. You don't have to do it, but if you don't do it, you're probably leaving money on the table. And basically all this is, guys, is, when people go to your download page, they've proven that they're willing to buy and invest in themselves. So by monetizing your download page, you can make even more money on the back end by doing that. So when someone makes it to your download page to download a product, you might have a related product on that download page that is an affiliate link that sends them to the sales page of that product. So if they want to go out there and get additional help on the same subject, you know, you have affiliate products on your download page that they could go out and buy. That's going to help them even further, but it's also going to give you affiliate commission. So monetizing your download page isn't necessary, but highly recommended because you will make money from it. I guarantee it because I've done it. So that's a great thing that you should do anytime you create your download pages. Okay, next up we have number 27, which is create a new list for your product. So, um, you know, not only are we trying to make money when we launch a product, um, you know, but we're also trying to build a buyer's list. We're trying to build a buyer's list of customers that we can sell to again and again in the future. Um, People that we can build a relationship with, help them grow, help them achieve their goals, and deliver affiliate products to them, sell your own products to them, or however you want to monetize that. But the key is that you are building a list. And you know, they say the money's in the list, blah, blah, blah. You've heard it before many times, but it's so true, guys. So you know, whether you have Aweber, GetResponse, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you create a new list for each product that you create. And the reason that's important is because, you know, you want to be able to segment your buyers. So, um, you know, you want to have people that are interested in certain products on certain lists. So that's why you want to create a new list for your product. If it's your first product, you might just have a general buyers list. I know some people that do that. Basically, anybody that buys from them goes on a general buyers list, and even to some extent, I do that. But if I'm going to be launching a product outside of the typical things that I'm promoting, I'm definitely going to create a new list to target people that are interested in those kind of products. Number 28 here is creating your first two follow-up emails. And basically, this is creating a couple autoresponder emails that go out to your customers once they have purchased your product. Now, the first one usually goes out immediately, and this usually is the welcome email where you just thank them for purchasing your product. It's going to give them the download link in case they missed it. You might go in there a little bit more about yourself, who you are, and start building that relationship with them. You might tell them what to expect from you, what kind of things you're going to be emailing them, the different advice, you know, the products, you know, anything that you feel is good to start building that relationship and let them know what to expect as a customer on your list is what you want to do in that first email. And then I usually create at least a second email that would be, you know, a content email that may be an update about the specific product they just purchased. It may be some additional content that's related, or you know, maybe you send them over to your blog, something like that. But it's a key to go ahead and keep in touch with them from the beginning and do at least two follow-ups. Um, I know some of my autoresponders now go up to 30 emails deep because I've created content over time that's evergreen, it's valuable. So when somebody buys and gets on my list, you know, they're going to be sent many of these messages once they're on my list. So at least do two for a product launch. You want to make sure you have that welcome email because that gives them everything they need. And then you have some content emails after that. So that's very important. Okay, the next thing I have on my list here is number 29, which is create a welcome video. Now I put optional here. Um, you don't have to do this, but it is nice. In my case, for my upcoming product launch, I'm going to have like a members dashboard. So I created a welcome video to thank people for purchasing, and it also gives them a tour around the members area, shows them where to find everything. And these can be great to kind of establish that relationship with the customer, let them know who you are, and it's going to prevent support inquiries as well because you're going to tell them how to find all their content that they purchase and things like that. Now, obviously, if you've created an ebook, something like this may not be necessary, but it can be great for branding and getting your customers to know who you are. So that's why I include it on this list because I do think it's important. Number 30 here, I have Get Set Up in Warrior Plus. It could be any other system that you're using to launch your products. I in particular use Warrior Plus for most of them. So this is basically going in there, and basically Warrior Plus is how you're going to sell your products. Well, in my case, obviously you can use JVZoo, ClickBank, or any of the many other services out there to do it. But you want to get set up in there. Now, um, I'm not going to go through that step by step. You'll have to look up tutorials on how to do it. For example, on Warrior Plus, you're going to set up your your front end offer, and then your back end offers and all that. Then you're going to create one main offer that lays out your funnel and all that stuff, which is something I cover thoroughly in the 7-day profit formula training. But the key is just knowing that you got to get set up and have that ready to go. Next up is create and add affiliate swipes to the JV page. So now if you remember up top, I talked about how you want to create your JV page, and that's you want to do that at the beginning because you want to start attracting affiliates early on. And like I said, that's an ongoing process so that you're going to be doing the whole time that you're creating and doing all this other stuff. Um, but when you first create the JV page, you don't need to have all your affiliate swipes, and you probably don't even need to have all your affiliate tools at that point. So at step 31 in the process, that's when you want to create your affiliate swipes and get them up on your JV page. Next up on the list, we have find affiliates and or JV partners. Now, I've talked about how that's an ongoing process. So at this point, you may be trying to get confirmations from the people you've already contacted and go out there and reach out to a few more people that you want to get to come on to your launch and promote for you. So now is the time to do that. Also, step 33, you want to reach out to past affiliates. People that have mailed for you before are probably more likely to mail for you again, especially if they've made some good money promoting your offers in the past. Now, if you're just getting started out, obviously you can skip this step, but if you launch products before, contact the affiliates that have promoted for you before, the ones that have done well for you, and see if they'll promote for you again, because it can't hurt to get more people to send you good traffic. Okay, number 34 is pre-sale content and emails. So basically, as you are building up to your launch, you want to start getting your audience excited about your launch. You want to kind of make sure that they're aware of it, that it's coming, and what I recommend that you at least do is at least 3 days before your launch, you're starting to email them. And not giving too much away, but getting them excited about your upcoming launch, delivering some content about the similar topics, maybe informing them of why the product you're launching is important, why they need it, things like that, but not spilling too much information, but just kind of informing them and getting them excited and curious about your launch. And I do this in the form of emails. And the training you're watching right now is part of my pre-sale content for the 7-day profit formula, because people interested in this are going to be interested in purchasing my 7-day profit formula. So this is a live example of that. But like I said, it's to inform people, make them aware of it, and get them excited and curious about the product that you're going to be launching. Because when you do this, people are going to be ready when you launch to purchase the product. They're already going to be excited and curious to see what you're offering. So when they hit the sales page, when things go live, they're going to be ready to buy. And not only does that make you money right there, but it's also going to give you great conversions, and it's going to raise your earnings per click. And that's what affiliates are going to look at, and you're going to get a lot more affiliates that way as well. Okay, so now we're getting to the point where we're about to go live. So remember earlier when I talked about how you don't want to put your buy buttons on your sales pages until you're actually about to go live. Now, I actually do this, usually within probably 30 minutes to an hour before the launch actually goes live. So I'll actually put my live sales buttons on there, the buy now buttons, then, and that's just simply copying the code from wherever you're creating and setting up your products. In my case, Warrior Plus. I'll go over, grab my sales button codes, and then I'll put them on my sales page. Like I said, I do this 30 minutes to an hour before the product actually goes live. Just make sure that you give yourself enough time. If you've never done it before, you probably want to at least practice ahead of time, or get these out there a little bit earlier so you make sure that everything's ready to go when it's time to launch. Now, if you're going to be doing upsells and OTOs, you're also going to be inserting the buy buttons on there. And with OTOs, you're also going to have no thanks links. Sorry, that rhymed there, but basically you're going to have links on there in case people don't want to purchase the OTO. They can decline the offer and get sent to the download page. So on those pages, you'll have two. You'll have your buy button, and then you'll have a link on there that says no thanks, so they can get sent to the download page if they decline it. I probably should have put number 37 a little bit higher. So you had it up there before you actually go into the launch stage, and that's just creating a support page. This can be a simple contact form, and even if you don't want to go that far, you could even include a support email address on the actual download page, or on the sales page as well. But just making sure you have some kind of system in place for support. So if someone purchases it as your product, they can't find their download, you can help them out, and you don't have unhappy customers. You don't have people doing chargebacks on PayPal. You don't have people doing refunds, that kind of stuff. So make sure you have some kind of system in place for support. And you actually probably want to move that a little bit higher up your list. I'll probably edit that at some point and put that up a little bit higher. Number 38 is testing your buying process. So basically, before you go live, before your actual launch time, you know how I said you're going to set up your buy buttons early. Go through your entire funnel. If you got a credit card that you can put it on, or a different account, just go on there, buy the entire funnel, buy your front end products, buy your upsells, and just test to make sure everything is working right. All the buy buttons are working. All the money's going into your account, and that you get sent to the download page after you purchase. Make sure your welcome emails are coming through, all that stuff, and just test it from start to finish to make sure everything is working. If this is your first launch, again, you're going to want to do this well in advance to make sure you have everything you need, and if there's any technical difficulties, you get them ironed out before the actual launch time. And we're almost ready to wrap this thing up. Step 39 is to launch. So basically, product goes live. You already made your pages live, everything like that. Buy buttons are live. Now it's time to email your list, let your affiliates know. That most of them will probably already know, but it never hurts to remind them. Some people they're going to forget about it. It's not priority number one for them, so make sure you notify them as well. Post on social media, post on your blog, get it out there to the world. Any way you have to promote your launch, get it out there. And that pretty much wraps up the entire launch sequence. Now, I know that sounded extremely, a lot of steps, very in depth. And if this is your first launch, guys, you don't have to go out there and do all these different things. That's kind of what the 7-day profit formula is all about. It's about creating and launching products, and doing it in 7 days or less. And it's going to take you through the exact steps that you must do to create and launch products. And this checklist here is kind of, if you want to do bigger and better things, this is what a big launch looks like. This is all the steps that you go through for doing a big launch. Now, a lot of these things are going to overlap if you're doing a smaller launch. A lot of these things are still going to apply. You're still going to be creating outlines, creating the product, doing the research, creating the sales pages and all that stuff. So it's always handy to have a list like this and refine it to your process. My list isn't the end all be all list. You may have things that you want to do different, and you fine tune this list. Take this list, make your own list from it. But it's a great starting point. This is what I do for every single launch when I put all this stuff out there. So this is how I do it. There's going to be a download below this video so you can download this list. But that covers the launch phase. There's just a few other points on this list that I want to talk about that we haven't got to yet. First of all, number 40 is continue to promote to your audience. You know, you're going out there, you're creating, you're launching products, you're building a buyer's list. Don't build a buyer's list and then never utilize it. Stop contacting them and just waste your efforts. Take advantage of that buyer's list. You know, build a relationship with them, deliver value to them. Promote affiliate products to them, promote your future products to them, and really take advantage of the hard work that you have done to build that buyer's list and you know, profit from it. That's the key there. Number 41 is interact and update affiliates. So, you know, as your launch is ongoing, you're going to want to update affiliates, make sure they're aware of anything, any kind of changes, any things like that. If you're doing a prize contest for your launch, making sure that affiliates are updated about that, leaderboard updates, that kind of stuff. And then after the launch, thank your affiliates. You know, go out there and personally reach out to all the people that have promoted you. You know, record them a video or shoot them a message on Facebook, or send them an email. You know, just make sure that you're thankful to them, because that's going to help you build up those relationships with those affiliates and get them to promote for you again and again in the future. 43 is make sure you're taking care of your customer service issues. You want to make sure all your customers are happy, making sure they got everything they need, making sure they got everything they purchased. So be prompt with that, help people, and just giving value to people. You'd be amazed at you know, what it can do. I got so many people that I've personally helped and given them a lot of advice and things like that. And probably went above and beyond. And that's what I recommend that you do too, because you want to build customers for life. You want to build a good name for yourself. And you ultimately want to help people, because that's how you, the more value you deliver in this industry, the more you get back. So take care of your customers. Number 44, kind of talked about this in step 40, but is continue delivering content to your audience, continue promoting to them, because otherwise you're wasting all the hard work that you did creating and launching a product. And number 45, rinse and repeat. You know, you don't want to be the product launch one-hit wonder. You want to continue to give value to your audience, continue to create products, and continue to launch them. So that pretty much wraps it up, guys. That's a whole lot of things we covered here, and I can't believe we've almost went an hour on this training. But like I said before, I'm going to put this product launch checklist down below this video so you can download it. And you know, guys, I hope you got a ton of value out of this training. You know, I hope you can take what I've taught you in here, you know, get inspired to create and launch your own products, and kind of follow along this checklist, and you know, take that checklist, refine it to the way you work, and get out there and create and launch products and start building a business that's about you, and that's more invested than you. And you know, I just really hope you got a ton of value out of this. And like I said, on Wednesday, the 7-day profit formula is going to be live, and that's going to be, you know, going through my step-by-step process of what you can do, you know, to go from concept to profit in 7 days or less, creating products that are easy to create and getting out there and launching them. And you know, everything is step-by-step. It's step-by-step video training. There's templates, there's checklists, there's a bunch of stuff in that training. Like I said, it's over 20 videos. It's high quality content, and I cannot wait to get it out to you guys. I'm super excited. So look out for that. Look out for some emails from me probably tomorrow, and then definitely Wednesday and throughout the week, because I'm going to be promoting this heavy. And remember, guys, like I said at the start of this video, that training is going to be at least a $97 training after this launch. So if you want to get it at an extremely low price, you're going to want to hop on that now. And I'm doing that because you know, I want to deliver value to, you know, you guys. I want to give you guys some awesome stuff for being customers of mine, and that's why I'm launching it at an extremely low price. And then in the future, it's going to be a much higher price. So I want to make sure that all you guys that are on this training, all you guys that have bought from me before and that are customers on my list, get this opportunity to buy that training at an extremely discounted price, get a ton of value out of it, and go out there and you know, start creating and launching products in 7 days or less, and start making some money and building your business. So with that, I'm going to close this training. Thanks so much for checking it out. Again, I hope you got a ton of value, and I'll put the download for this checklist below this video.